Hey guys, today I'm going to talk to you about this handsome devil here, the cane toad. The cane toad is a large toad indigenous to the Americas. Its diet consists of essentially anything it can get its mouth around. Insects, plants, and even small birds and mammals are all on the menu for the cane toad. The toad's primary means of defense, besides being huge that is its highly toxic venom. This venom kills most wildlife and is a major irritant to humans. Also, not only are the adult toads toxic, but the eggs and tadpoles are as well. Because when you're a giant amphibian that is toxic and eats everything, why not make your kids poisonous too? Because of this natural toxicity, in dangerous situations, instead of hopping away, the cane toad elects to sit very, very still. One may question the defensive utility of turning oneself into a giant, slimy, toxic rock, but so far it's worked for the cane toad. Cane toads get their name from their primary domestic use, managing the pests that plague sugarcane crops. The toads eat the low-hanging pests, helping out farmers. This useful utility and successful introduction into multiple foreign regions led Australian farmers to import the toads to help out with their sugarcane farms. Poor choice. Pests where the toads are helpful live here. The pests in Australia live up here, where the toads could not reach. Now, to the toads, not a problem. In an environment almost completely devoid of predators, the toad wreaked havoc upon the ecosystem, eating plants, animals, and murdering would-be predators with its poison. Today, it is one of the most infamous examples of an invasive species there is, spreading across Australia at an alarming rate.
So you may think that everyone in Australia hates these invasive and annoying cane toads, but you're wrong. It's actually very surprising at the amount of people who try to protect these toads. Invasive species or not, there are still Australians who believe harming any animal is wrong. Animals Australia, an animal rights group, are relentlessly protecting the cane toad brutality currently taking place in Australia. Despite the fact that these toads are harming native animals and contaminating water and food supply, the people in Animals Australia are standing their ground. Cane toads should not float in for your golf ball while it's out on a bathroom break or something, or you should not play run over that cane toad or whack a cane toad. These people are trying to raise awareness on animal brutality. While other civilians such as Brent Vinson is the offender of animal brutality. Brent Vinson describes his experience of killing cane toads. If the toad is facing towards the vehicle, the air that's inside of the toad is trapped within the head and blown out towards the back end, and the toad really goes off with a bang, like a balloon going off. It seems like he takes an insane amount of pleasure in killing these cane toads, huh? Well, you can imagine his outrage from over 200 million harmful large toads invading his home in his community. Just look at this cane toad. Does it look nice? Not so much. Clearly shown by their tactics of removing the toads, some Australian civilians are fed up with the destruction of their community. To some extent, people in Australia's Species Council agrees that cane toad must be removed. Cane toads have been harming native animals almost near extinction. For example, the northern coal are being killed off by the toxins in the toads. Does this animal look like it should be killed for simply trying to get a night's meal? The council is highlighting the strong negative impact these invasive cane toads are having on Australia's ecosystem and animal food chain. Basically, people in the community have to make a decision: the preservation of Australia's ecosystem or the preservation of the lives of the invasive cane toad. Who will it be?
Imagine walking to the science center and hearing 20 cane toads croaking in the pond, eating almost everything in the science center, and killing off the turtles and fish. You wouldn't appreciate that, right? Well, Australians, especially in the northern Australia, where these cane toads are most prevalent, are constantly interacting with these nuisances. In their backyards, parks, zoos, outdoor restaurants, pools, basically everywhere. Thankfully, the Australian government has taken the cane toad epidemic into its own hands through government agencies. First, there is the Stop the Toad Foundation, or STTF, a non-profit organization created in 2005. STTF holds an annual event called the Great Toad Muster, in which volunteers gather and go on a cane toad search. Volunteers capture and kill thousands of cane toads at a time by gassing them or freezing them. and then turning the toads into fertilizer. This helps decrease the cane toad population while also spreading awareness of the cane toad epidemic. Another organization is called Frog Watch, which is similar to STTF, in that it raises awareness of the problems caused by cane toads and holds annual events in which volunteers travel through Australia collecting cane toads. You might think that because there are many organizations that collect cane toads, the cane toad population is declining. Well, that's completely wrong. The cane toad population has in fact been increasing greatly. Why is this, you may ask? Well, you're about to find out.
Scientists have been looking for ways to kill cane toads with ease. However, all attempts to kill adult cane toads have proved futile. Cane toads can produce up to 30,000 eggs per year. Yikes. Trying to get rid of all these cane toads by killing the adults is like putting your finger in a crack of a dam and hoping that it doesn't burst. However, cane toad eggs and tadpoles are another story. Hundreds of cane toad eggs can be found strung together in jelly strands in shallow bodies of water. By disposing of cane toad eggs by drying out the strands or simply throwing the eggs in the trash, cane toad population decreases exponentially. It's kind of like killing one bird with one stone versus killing 3,000 birds with one stone. Scientists have also discovered a way to target cane toad tadpoles without killing any other plants or native fauna. Cane toad tadpoles have been found to feed on cane toad egg masses because the tadpoles are attracted to the bufotoxins in the eggs, which is the toxins that are secreted by the cane toads. Scientists used this fact and decided to conduct an experiment. They loaded a bunch of traps with this chemical and caught thousands of cane toad tadpoles. And as you can see in this graph here, these are the amount of tadpoles that came to traps without the bufotoxin, and these are the traps with the bufotoxin. And you can see that the tadpoles, many more tadpoles came to the traps with bufotoxin and not so much to the traps without. And surprisingly, the scientists caught only cane toad tadpoles and no other animals. It's pretty ironic that the same toxic substance used by cane toads to get rid of their predators is now being used to get rid of cane toads. Karma is... Now, for all those people out there who have a bone to pick with cane toads, we're going to give you the chance to dispose of these pests with anything you can think of. A golf club, a refrigerator. We'll even give $100 away to whoever can come up with the most creative way of getting rid of cane toads. Just kidding, we don't have that money anyway. A popular way of exterminating cane toads is using golf clubs to smack the toads as far and as hard as possible. I suggest getting in a couple of swings to the head because that seems to do the trick. Another way is to place the adult cane toads into a bag and then place the bag into the refrigerator. This causes the cane toad to go into a coma-like state. And the next day, you place the bag in the freezer for a couple of days and the toad will die. My personal favorite method is popping toads. Yes, that's right, making cane toads go pop. To do this, you need a car, a cane toad, and a hatred for all living things. It's really an easy process. You get inside the car, drive towards the cane toad, and then position your wheels so one perfectly runs over the cane toad's body. A satisfying pop of air later, and voila, you have yourself a deflated, dead cane toad. However, for those of you who don't think it's right to squash or freeze live animals, the most humane way of getting rid of cane toads is to exterminate the toad's eggs, just before they evolve into tadpoles. Thousands of cane toad eggs lie strung together in jelly-like strands in small bodies of water. If you were to take one of these strands and dry them out in the sun or just throw them in the garbage can, you can effectively eradicate thousands of cane toads at once before they even formed. No brain smashing or toad popping or war freezing involved.
Thanks
for tuning in!
And if you want to learn more, visit www.loadsofaussietoads.blogspot.com. Thanks for watching.
Woo!
Woo! The pests where the toads are helpful live here.
You wouldn't appreciate that, right? Well, Austrians, especially in the northern...
Another way to place the adult cane toads into a bag is... Oh, no, wait, never mind. I said it wrong. Okay.
Body, we'll just...
So you may think that everyone in Australia hates these